of the visitors here don't know the background of this title and why are we two at this stage. As you probably know or not know, Frequentis and Comsoft have been competitors 1 year ago, but in the meantime we are one family, and we will try to explain what impacts this has and what long-term strategy we see with that merger in the AIM sector. It was basically not done for AIM only, but it has impact on AIM. So I will start with the presentation, and Uli, as my new brother, will then finish it. Okay, we divided into the presentation into 4 parts. So the first one is a general overview, what has happened. Then the position of Frequentis in the AIM world. The third part is the position of Comsoft in the AIM world. It's slightly different, so I think we have an excellent match of our activities and portfolios in this domain. And finally, we have a short summary prepared. Okay, Frequentis and Comsoft. So, what happened? I think all the last year there have been rumors in the market that something will happen between Frequentis and Comsoft. And finally, it lasted quite long. By end of last year, Frequentis got awarded to take over the assets of Comsoft. Beginning of this year, a new company was set up called Comsoft Solutions, and in fact, the product portfolio, all the employees and many contracts, not all and not all products, have been taken over into this new company, and Comsoft Solution is 100% Frequentis company in the meantime. Actually, this merger was done because of the overall portfolio, because the Comsoft has a lot of products which match perfectly to the Frequentis ATM portfolio, but also in the AIM sector this has a lot of benefits for our customers. Actually, in the AIM world, it created a very large unit now, because I think both companies have been very well known as significant providers for AIM solutions, and we have a very large installed base now. Okay, I will try to characterize the slight differences and how we complement each other in the AIM world. Actually, the Comsoft solution is a highly modular AIM portfolio. We started very early with AXM 5.1, so I think this dates back to 2007, and we have a large international installed base with many projects. That in many MHS projects there are already AIM components, so they have a very large installed base. Now we have a very large installed base for that. Whereas Frequentis came initially from the larger EAD project, which has a totally different characteristic, as it is a shared solution, so it's shared among many European states, but not only European states. We also we offer a lot of services in the AIM sector. Actually, we founded together with 2 partners, EFS and NAIRE, Group EAD, which is a service provider, and this service provider is working for most of our AIM projects. So we have a very strong service element as well, as we do also hosting for AIM solutions. And altogether, this gives really outstanding capabilities in this domain. Here on this slide, I try to present again the different approaches we have, because both systems or both solution and both product packages are of course quite scalable. So the Smart ARM portfolio can be scaled down to very small solutions as well. And Comsoft products and solutions by the time grow also into larger implementations. In the meantime, we do already, although this is very young, cross-use of functions and products. For instance, for eTalk, this is already integrated into the Comsoft product family, and further modules and functions will follow. So, what is the mid and long-term perspective? In fact, at the moment, for the time being, all products will be continued to further developed because we want to protect existing investments. We are currently developing a smooth transition strategy for the future. As you can imagine, this is not a task that can be done within a few weeks. It will still take some time. It's on the way, but I think we will see the result of it maybe during the second half of the year, something like that. We have got new options for complementing existing solutions and implementations with modules of the overall product portfolio. Okay, let's have a look at the Frequentis Smart ARM portfolio. So we have around 16 different components. So we have the elements for the short-time information, so more-time applications, flat landing applications, briefing applications. We have the long-term information applications like exam, database, static data management, charting. We have the publications like EIP, publication management, and we have very important the workflow management layer and an ADQ workflow management layer. Last but not least, we have a communication element, so we have a fully MHS package. Altogether, as I said, we have around 16 modular components. They all follow open standards, so that means we can exchange modules and combine modules. We are fully following the ASPU strategy. We provide a platform which is able to fulfill ADQ requirements. And of course, we support open data exchange and, let's say, increased data quality. What is, or the overall Frequentis portfolio is, of course, as a basis, has the possibility to roll out solutions, systems. So Frequentis, Comsoft, we provided ARM solutions for a number of, let's say, large and important customers, starting with EAD. Customers like Hong Kong or Singapore, and also smaller implementations like in Latvia and so on. We are, as it is well known, the EAD supplier, so this is something that is very significant for Frequentis. So we are developing together with Eurocontrol the EAD platform. Mentioned already, we are a group EAD shareholder. We deliver complete platforms, mentioned already. What we do is we do all the systems operations. So For ELD, we don't only provide the ERM platform, we operate it already. The same we do for the German airports, so we implemented a solution that allows airports to become ADQ compliant data providers, and we operate this platform as well. We do it also for other customers. An example is that we do this for internet briefing solutions. So it's not necessary to run an own hardware platform. Frequentis can outsource that. We provide data migration services, typically through our subsidiary group ELD. We do this for many projects. So that has been done in many European countries and for most of our international customers outside Europe. We have comprehensive training capacities. We have training capacities in Vienna in our factory center. We do training on-site, but we are very proud that through Group ELD, we have also a dedicated ERM training center in Frankfurt. Of course, for all projects we provide operational support. We do this really starting from a very early stage through the entire transition phase. So by doing that, we achieved, let's say, very smooth transitions of larger ERM projects in the past. So the message is that for Frequentis, the service element is a very important one. We also have a 24/7 technical help desk operation. Of course, Group ELD provides 24/7 operational support if requested as well. What is not very well known is that we also have a 24/7 safety engineering, so we have certified safety engineers monitoring the smart ERM solutions and especially ELD around the clock. And in case they identify safety hazards, which in rare cases indeed appears, they are allowed to escalate and define measures which then immediately will take place. So we do not only have a product portfolio, Frequentis does also a lot of work in systems operation and services. In total, we have around 240 plus customers. If you count all very small customers who have maybe one license to access to ELD, the number is even bigger. But 240 is, let's say, a very solid number. Frequentis followed the last years a very specific strategy because we implemented several large ERM hubs. So at the moment we have 3 ERM hubs operational. So of course ELD in Europe, then the CAD hub in South Africa, and another one in New Zealand, run by Group ELD Asia Pacific. They are interconnected, not exactly as it's shown here, so they are indirectly connected via the ELD solution. But the Frequentis idea was to implement a network of interconnected systems which exchange automatically data. This happens in fact because ELD is a shared system, so many European and non-European MSPs are connected to the system. The same happened in the meantime in New Zealand and also in the Southern Africa zone where customers are being connected to the CAD system as it is called. And other customers are then even remotely, like for instance Canada, also connected into one of the larger data repositories. So we followed the strategy to implement larger systems and connect other MSPs into these systems sharing the capacity of the system. Okay. Of course, we also set measures in order to increase the data quality. So we focused a lot on ADQ. As I already mentioned, we implemented one very large ADQ project in Germany for the German airports. We went for EASA certification and bring ADQ to the data originators through our applications. Okay. Of course, we also have the necessity to track the data, so we can track all data through the data chain. We have workflows for that in place. We automatized the data management of originators, and we also cooperate with airlines for data consumption and processing. In the meantime, we rolled out XM 5.1 solutions, so many customers are already migrated and many are on the way to migrate to XM 5.0. So, to repeat it, we do not only provide ARM solutions for classic MSP. In the meantime, we addressed already the airport market as well, so there are further projects upcoming. And we also address airlines. Airlines also have been our customers for EAD, but these were relatively small projects, so they just connected into EAD as data users. In the meantime, we have projects which are specifically developed for the needs of an airline. We have also new drivers for ARM development. This also comes partially from the airline industry, which influences the development of the smart ARM portfolio, and that is the question of performance capacity. At the moment, performance, or in the past, did not play such a big role in the ARM world, of course. Let's say in some specific points maybe, but it was not really one of the main topics. In our point of view, it should be. The question is, why should it be that? Because there are, in the meantime, solution drivers which really request high processing performance. Let's have a look where this comes from. Okay. First of all, there are large data volumes to be managed by ETOT, for instance. In Hong Kong, we have, just for one airport, for one city, we have a data volume of 2 terabytes for the ETOT data. We have extreme pressure from airlines to get very extremely fast searching algorithms. We have large data sets from XM databases. I will give you later an example for airports, how this looks like. So overall, we have a number of drivers which need high high performance capacity. And at the moment we are working on smart AM in order to improve the performance overall. Here also an example from EAD how the data volume increased over the last 12 years. You can see it increased tremendously, and it's increasing steeply as well. Smart ADQ. At the moment, EAD has a data volume of 300 gigabyte. Let's have a look at the airport in Frankfurt. So it has about 50 megabyte operational data, but overall 1 gigabyte including the metadata. It's just for one airport. So in the future we will have to process huge data volumes, and therefore we are focusing on really high performance capacity improvements of the smart data portfolio. Mentioned that already, smart eToot, just for Hong Kong, it's 2 terabyte of data, which also has to be processed. And then we think about worldwide data, you have to have systems that can cope with such data volumes. Okay, conclusion is, as I said, performance capacity is, from our point of view, of paramount importance. And I would like to let Uli now proceed with the concept positioning in the area.